And now, we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship F. Scott Fitzgerald. Its inaugural mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. My father was fond of saying, "In life, we're not always afforded the luxury of being fully prepared for the obstacles we face. Confronting the unknown," he said, "is how we grow." As a child, I never understood what that meant, but after many years, I've come to realize my father was right. It's only natural that we should hesitate before stepping into something unfamiliar. But to allow ourselves to be ruled by fear is to never experience anything worthwhile. Today I stand on the precipice of a challenge unlike any I faced before. Though it may be daunting, my father would say there's no path but forward. I therefore take this first step, as so many others have before me, with my head high and my courage resolute. Begin Captain's Log. Stardate 58166.2.
It doesn't trouble you, Captain.
Trouble me, Admiral? What's that?
The state of affairs in this quadrant, and our place in it.
In recent years, we've been through famine, war, pestilence, and even death. But we survived. I see nothing so troubling about that.
Well, not when you put it that way. But I'm talking about something a little closer to home. Knowing what you're about to head into, it's uncharted territory as much for you as it is for Starfleet.
The unknown is why we're out here.
All the same, you're remarkably level-headed for someone about to assume his first command, particularly under the circumstances.
Certainly we'll face some challenges. A crew of young and relatively inexperienced officers about to embark on their first mission together. A starship, little more than a prototype, launching within weeks of completion. But I have every confidence we will adapt.
Gaius, tell me something. What made you join Starfleet in the first place?
The promise of doing something worthwhile. The chance to venture into the unknown. But most of all, I suppose, the simple prospect of being able to make a difference.
And you still believe that, even after all we've been through the last few years? The wars, the conflicts, none of that changes your perspective.
If anything, it underscores the importance of Starfleet's mission. To venture among the stars to make peace, not war.
That's exactly what I was hoping you'd say.
Admiral?
There are a lot of people at Starfleet Command that feel exactly the way you do. That somewhere along the way we lost our innocence. That we became so focused on survival that we forgot why we're out here in the first place. And a lot of us feel like it's time we got back to our roots and started looking at the universe with a little more optimism.
But why me? Why send me to usher in this new era?
It had to be someone whose idealism hadn't been tainted by years of war. Someone who wouldn't be seeking conflict at every turn. Someone who still believes in the power of diplomacy.
If there is to be peace in our time, our generation will have the hardest time living in it.
Precisely. Approaching shuttle, this is Utopia Planitia Yard Control. Please identify and state destination. Shuttlecraft Giebert delivering commanding officer to USS F. Scott Fitzgerald. Maintain course and follow navigation beacon 1138. And welcome to Utopia Planitia. You've never been here before, have you?
No, Admiral, I have not.
Then may I say, you're in for a treat. No matter how many times I see it, I never get used to this.
Indeed.
She's quite a sight, isn't she? In just a few short months, she'll make history as the first Federation starship to cross the quadrant in under 6 months.
You're certainly ready for that.
Remember, guys, optimism. Shuttlecraft Giebert. You're cleared for arrival in Shuttle Bay 3. Acknowledged, Fitzgerald. There she is, guys.
A vision of beauty is a joy forever.
And she's all yours. Thornton to Fitzgerald. We're beginning our final approach. Stand by for docking. Acknowledged, Admiral. Well, Gaius, are you ready? A new chapter of your life begins now.
Make it so.
Would you mind explaining this? It's a request for transfer. It should be fairly self-explanatory. Lieutenant, you are out of line. Then it shouldn't come as a surprise that I want to go elsewhere, should it? Lieutenant, you are a never-ending source of astonishment. Why, thank you. That wasn't a compliment, Lieutenant. Yes, it was. You just don't realize it. Lieutenant, Commander, let's not make this any harder than it has to be. I don't feel capable of serving effectively under you, and you have made it abundantly clear that you have no faith in me. Therefore, I see no reason to remain here. You are the Chief of Security. I'm the first officer. It goes without saying that sometimes we're going to disagree, which would be fine, except that you've never even considered my recommendations. Excuse me? You heard me. Every time I make a recommendation, you reject it. I can hardly do my job properly if you won't even consider my proposals. When have I ever? A week ago, when I wanted to recalibrate the quantum torpedo guidance sensors. With no torpedoes aboard? Simulated firing runs showed that the sensors are off by a factor of... Those are simulations! Why not just wait until we have actual ammunition to test with? Because that's not what a good security officer does. Lieutenant, Kendra, listen to me first. My decision is made, yes or no. The captain should be on board shortly. You'll have to take this up with him. I'll do that. We have gone through every injector relay in both the matter and antimatter flow systems. Wherever this problem is, whatever it is, that's not it either. I don't understand it. A state-of-the-art vessel, an engine room that looks like it was just assembled, and we can't even get the warp core online. Sir, it is a new design. Maybe this was something the yard engineers thought they'd have been able to iron out by now. You're suggesting this is a design flaw. Well, if it is, then at least we're in the right place, Though seeing as we have tried every likely possibility, I suppose it does make sense to move on to the unlikely ones. But where the hell do we start? What about the EPS flow regulators? If one of them isn't functioning properly, it might result in the kinds of pressure losses we're seeing. You wanted something unlikely. I said unlikely, not astronomically improbable. Fine. Have it your way. Level 3 diagnostics haven't shown anything wrong with any of them. But there is a fault somewhere, and I suppose this is as good a place as any to start. Maybe what we're really dealing with is a sensor glitch. Maybe. Get a team together and go turn those flow regulators inside out. Wherever this problem is, we're going to have to roll up our sleeves if we want to find it. In the meantime, I'll see how many other items I can get off the to-do list. Dismissed. Aye, sir. I gather that things still aren't going very smoothly down here? How could you tell? I've been trying to get the structural integrity grid online, but some of the field generators are still out of alignment. Are you sure it's not a computer problem? An issue with the command processors, maybe? I just went through the ODN relays myself. Everything checks out. I'll add it to the list. It may be a couple of hours before I can spare anyone to have a look. We're pretty busy down here. Is there anything I can do to help? It's best to just let my staff and I handle it. We'll get to it, Max, I promise. I'll see if the shipyards can lend us some of their engineers to help straighten all this out. Sounds good. I'll be on the bridge if you need me. Well, Gaius, what do you think?
I've changed assignments before, gone from one ship to another many times, but
It's different when it's yours, isn't it?
indeed.
You're still not entirely comfortable with the way she's designed, are you?
Admiral?
The Fitzgerald isn't exactly what you'd always imagined your first command would be.
Ah. Permission to speak freely.
Of course, always.
It seems to me, Admiral, to be somewhat incongruous to usher in a new and more optimistic era by building what amounts to a new class of warship.
Starfleet may be refocusing on exploration, but that doesn't mean we're ignoring the lessons of the last few years. Her design harkens back to a more optimistic era, but you of all people should know not to judge a book by its cover. She's got as much firepower as 2 Sovereign-class starships, a blight of hull armor and weapons adapted from the Defiant, and no families, no children. Not until we're sure it's safe.
When will that be?
As soon as you tell us it is. If it helps, try not to think of her as a warship. It's not what she was meant to be.
If I may ask, what then was she meant to be?
The next generation. It really is remarkable. You're really from a planet over 100,000 light years away. 104,000 light years to be precise. Is that really so strange? Of course not. I'm just amazed that someone from such a distant part of the galaxy should have an anatomy so similar to ours. Why do you say that? I suppose you could say it defies expectations. We go out into space thinking everything we encounter will be different and unusual, but reality is full of surprises. Isn't there a myth about that eons ago some ancestral species seeded the galaxy in their own image? As a matter of fact, there is. But it's not a myth. A Federation archaeologist proved their existence about 12 years ago. If you ask me, that's what's remarkable. I suppose it is. It should only take a minute to analyze these readings. Take your time, Doctor. Doctor, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we finished calibrating the power conduits on this deck. Medical systems should be stable now. Acknowledged. Thank you, Ensign. So how did you wind up in Starfleet? Being from the other side of the galaxy, I'm curious what drew your interest. Well, we don't have anything like the Federation where I come from. A few loose alliances between solar systems, but nothing on such a grand scale. I was on a deep space exploration vessel when we encountered an ion storm and were disabled. Luckily, a Federation starship answered our distress call and came to our rescue. When they explained who they were, I was intrigued, and the rest is history. Do you miss home? Home is more than 100,000 light years away, but I'm living my dream, getting to see parts of the galaxy that no one else from my species ever has. That's why we're all in Starfleet. Well, as far as I can tell, you're in perfect health. All your vital signs are consistent with established baseline, and as far as I can tell, the alveoli in your lungs are having no trouble processing the ship's air. You sound surprised. I've learned never to take anything for granted, especially with someone whose periodic table doesn't include xenon or helium. You are fit for duty, Ensign, but any symptoms of dizziness, nausea, difficulty breathing, report back here for blood gas infusion. Of course. Thank you, Doctor. Captain, Ensign Leslie Call, Astrophysics Officer Junior Grade, reporting for duty.
As you were, Ensign.
Hello, Gaius.
Elizabeth, it's good to see you again.
Gaius, if you'll excuse us, I believe the Ensign was about to accompany me for an inspection of the science systems. Admiral? I understand the Fitzgerald has a prototype transpectral sensor array. I'd like to have a look. Yes, Admiral.
It is good to see you again. I was gratified when you accepted this posting.
I hadn't seen you in almost 8 years. I was starting to think we'd never see each other again. but then I never could say no to you. A fact you always exploit to your advantage. Except, of course, when it comes to...
Romance is a game for the young, Doctor. May I?
Of course, please.
May I assume these new facilities meet with your approval?
For once, Starfleet Medical actually listened to us lowly field officers. They finally managed to design a sickbay that's fit for modern medicine, with the exception of the EMH.
I doubt whether you could stand it were it too perfect. Then all is in order.
Your medical records arrived from your last posting just this morning. I've already cataloged them into the medical database, so that should be that.
And the same for the rest of the crew.
All 618 are fully accounted for, including Ensign Call.
Excellent. Then I won't keep you from your duties any longer, Doctor. I'll see you in 10 forward this afternoon.
Gaius, there is something you should know.
What's that?
Some members of the crew are having a harder time getting settled than others.
In what way?
A few members of the senior staff seem almost to be at odds with each other. I noticed it when I first came aboard, but I thought it would have worked itself out by now. But 2 weeks later, it's only gotten worse.
That is unfortunate. Recommendations?
I'm not a counselor, but...
Please, speak freely, Doctor.
I've never seen a Starfleet crew behave like this before, especially not senior officers. And I have no idea how I can help solve it.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's like a relic out of the 60s. So how well do you know the captain? I've actually never met him, believe it or not. The orders to report for duty came through Starfleet headquarters. Why do you ask? Nobody really seems to know that much about him. I looked at his service record, the usual commendations and endorsements from past commanding officers, but there isn't much there, is there? You checked too. I was understandably curious. So what did you think? His experience seems awfully thin for someone taking command of a Galaxy-class starship. I choose to believe that Starfleet knew what it was doing when it selected him for the assignment, but it's still damn peculiar. I take it you and Lieutenant Erickson still aren't getting along. She asked for a transfer earlier today. Says she thinks there's no way for us to continue to serve together. Did she say why? It doesn't matter. Ultimately, it's the captain's decision. What do you think you'll say? Probably that, in terms of first impressions, a first officer losing a security chief after only 3 weeks leaves much to be desired. Would he be wrong? Everyone makes mistakes. Attention to orders!
To Captain Gaius Samuel Rafe, Stardate 58167. You are hereby requested and required to take command of USS F. Scott Fitzgerald as of this date. Signed, Rear Admiral Margaret Thornton, Starfleet Command.
Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Gaius Rafe, authorization Thornton Gamma 673.
Command codes transferred.
She's all yours, Captain.
Understood. Dismissed.
Captain, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Commander. I take it everything is in order.
As a matter of fact, sir, there are a few minor issues that have cropped up. I've prepared a report summarizing status of ship and crew.
A request for transfer.
Yes, sir. Who?
Lieutenant Erickson. For what reason, Commander?
You should probably ask the lieutenant, sir.
Very well. I'll speak with the lieutenant shortly.
Very good, sir.
Regarding these system status reports, it appears as though we're several days behind schedule.
Captain.
Merv, it's good to see you. I understand you've encountered some difficulties readying Fitzgerald for launch.
Yes, sir, I'm afraid we have. There's a problem with the EPS system that we haven't been able to track down yet, and until we get it resolved, we won't have main power or warp engines.
Understood. How can I help?
We're stretched pretty thin, sir. Too many problems and too few of us. I have asked for help from the yard engineers, but, well, the superintendents basically told me to get in line. I think I can take care of that. What else, Commander? That's the most significant issue we have, Admiral. If the shipyards can help us get the EPS system repaired, we should be able to handle the rest in flight.
Very good. Prepare a support requisition detailing precisely what materials and personnel you require, and provide it to Admiral Thornton as soon as possible.
Aye, sir. With your permission, I'll get started on that right now.
Dismissed. Report to the bridge, Commander. I'll join you shortly.
Aye, sir. Gaius, are you sure you can handle all this?
But you should never doubt what nobody is sure of, Admiral. As I said, there will be challenges ahead. The true test lies not in avoiding those challenges, but in meeting them.
Come in.
You left 10 forward so abruptly I wasn't able to speak with you.
I thought I'd save you the trouble. No sense saying hello if you're just going to say goodbye.
Yes, I was told you requested a transfer.
Then how soon should I be ready to disembark?
You seem convinced that you have no place here. Yet our mission hasn't even begun. You've had no real opportunity to get to know the others.
With all due respect, sir, yes I have. More than enough to know I don't belong here.
You said much the same thing when you left the Exeter, and the Gallico before that, and the Jeffress before that. Your previous commanding officers seemed little motivated to retain you as a member of their crews. Can you speculate as to why?
A failure to adhere to Starfleet protocol. Poor emotional control leading to explosive outbursts. And tendencies of disrespect for authority, bordering on gross insubordination.
That's what others say. But I'm more interested in what you have to say. What is it you're looking for?
Captain, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but with all due respect, I've made my decision. If I was looking for something, it's clear to me I won't find it here. So there's no reason for me to stay, and every reason for me to leave.
Lieutenant, request denied. I appeal to you not to turn your back on us so quickly. There are always possibilities. Sometimes all it takes is a leap of faith.
I've never had that before.
What's that?
No one's ever made the effort to change my mind. Told me I was making the wrong choice.
We all face a crisis of confidence sooner or later. None think we're ready, but we are. We simply must find the courage to accept what we already know.
What?
Something a boyhood mentor once said. I'll see you on the bridge, Lieutenant.